Alright, good morning everybody. I have something different for you guys today. Today, we're talking about some CN news. For those who don't know, Path of Nowhere was released first in China, where they have about a 3-month head start on us. So everything that you see in Path of Nowhere, everything that's released today on the global servers, was first released in China about 3 months ago. So we have a sneak peek on what's coming. And one of the things that is coming, Path to Nowhere is buffing some of the oldest centers. We're talking Nox, Bai Yi, Summer. Actually, you can just see the full list up here at the top. These are all of the characters that are being buffed, including Stargazer 11, but hold your horses on that. Don't get too excited about Stargazer 11 just quite yet. This is a really cool system that Path to Nowhere is introducing, and they're trying to introduce it in a way where it gives you more choice and decisions. I think it's very well done, in my opinion. While I haven't played with these new toys yet, I've seen a lot of footage, and I'm impressed and satisfied with where these characters have ended up. So, first things first, the way that this system works is there's going to be a new game mode, and this new game mode is going to provide you with these emblems. You're not going to get all of these toys right away. You have to earn these emblems first, and you can then spend these emblems to get buffs. So it's going to be kind of like how the exclusive crime brand system works, where you have to earn the material first, and then once you have the material, you can give it to a center and start going crazy. And you can kind of see that there at the side of here, there's numbers. So every character is going to have 21 points to work with. So you can just grab all of these like damage buffs on the right side if you want to, but that's going to cost you 10 points. It's going to be 10 of your points. That's going to be, it's half of your investment right there. So you can't grab everything. And another thing to note is that if you see them grouped up with this like blue-red bar, they are grouped together, and you can only grab one of those two things. Now, before I go any further, I do want to shout out my boy Xwides. Xwides is a content creator in the Path to Nowhere space. He does a lot of guide work. He has like a lot of guide work down here. Huge Excel sheets. He's done a lot of work for the community. Very, very solid resource. I'm going to link his channel down below. And if you see some weird characters, Xwide is Russian, so I've had to go through and translate most of this. In fact, I don't even think I translated everything. Yeah, I didn't translate Levy or Ariel, so sorry about that. But check out Xwide's channel, phenomenal guy, really cool stuff that he does. And okay, let's just go ahead and take a look. Now remember, you have 21 points to spend, so you can get most of this stuff. But the ones that we're going to look at today are Nox. We'll briefly look at Etti, Bai Yi, and Summer. And then I'm also going to take a little quick peek at Hella, because Hella's cute. I'm just giddy that they're buffing Hella of all things. And then the CN server has announced that they're doing more of these buffs for Stargazer, 11, Oak, Lamia, and Dolly. But we haven't seen what those buffs look like yet. Those buffs have not come out in CN yet. They've been announced, but they haven't arrived. So there's no information regarding what their setup's going to look like. But if you're an 11 or a Stargazer fan, hey, it's looking good. I don't think there's too many Oak fans out there, so unfortunate. But I know people love 11. I know people love Stargazer. They're probably going to be very good because Summer, Bai Yi, and Nox are all like extremely meta now. They're very strong, and I imagine Stargazer and 11 will receive the same treatment. Okay, looking at Nox, I'm sure you guys have already started reading ahead of me, but if you haven't, she does a lot of things now, but mostly her ult hits harder, and she has this new ultimate. She has a second ultimate now, where she has a nuke, like a one-time per battle giga nuke of hell. This thing is 1500% damage, hits everything. It like is large. I think it's a 9-grid AoE, and it breaks 3 cores. 3 cores. You don't. It's insane. It's good. You should try it. It's good. Nox has always been good. She's always been a little slow, so you don't see her in the speedruns that much because it takes a while for Nox to build up her energy. And even then, her ultimate lasts for 10 seconds, so it takes you at least 10 seconds to get all of the damage off. So while she's a very solid character, you don't see her in speedruns because she's slow. But with them giving her a nuke, especially a nuke that breaks 3 cores, and with the buffs that Nox already like consistently provides throughout, by just by existing with defense shred and all of that, Nox is going to be seeing regular play again. This 1500% nuke and a 3-core break is huge, and it will absolutely return her to speedruns, to the highlight of the meta. Nox will be like the free-to-play dream again. Incredible character. Looking through, I mean, most of these options are solid. Some of them are more like casual, like while the ultimate is active, energy can automatically be restored. That sounds nice, like when somebody just reads it to you, but in reality it just means that you're getting like 10 SP over the duration of her ult. So like, who really cares? Especially when you can just, you know, double your attack damage. So there's some clear-cut options here that are just better than others. And I don't, like, there's no reason to not take the new ultimate. Like, if you don't take the new ultimate, then you're just trolling. So, not everything was made equal here, but again, it's enough to bring Nox to the center of the stage. She's going to operate very much the same, but she has a new ultimate that can be used as a nuke for speedrun stages. Very, very solid updates. I'm going to skip Etti for now because she's kind of underwhelming. Let's go to Bai Yi. Oh my god, the Bai Yi news. Bai Yi's buffs do not look that impressive. Normal attack damage multiplier increased by 1.5. I mean, like, it's good. Okay. Reduces the energy cost of the ultimate by 10. Oh my god. One of Bai Yi's biggest problems was her 40 SP cost. Now it's only 30, which is still high. Don't get me wrong, 30 is still high. But reducing it from 40 to 30 is huge. And then we get into the really cool stuff that Bai Yi starts doing. Bai Yi plays heavily into the Umbra teams. And one of the things that make her play so heavily into the Umbra teams is that when she... when her buffs now affect all Umbras. So she's... And when Bai Yi breaks a core, it's considered as all Umbras as breaking that core. What this means is that Graves is now like top tier with Bai Yi, because Graves is getting all the buffs from Bai Yi, and Bai Yi is spreading the Graves buffs to every Umbra on your team. This also goes for Parfait, who is another CN character that's going to be released at the same time as this update. So Graves was released a little prematurely, in my opinion, because Parfait and the Bai Yi like buff upgrade comes out at the same time, and it really like transforms the entire team, as in like, oh, Graves, Bai Yi, and Parfait are this like massive battery that makes all of your other Umbras stronger. And Bai Yi herself is also amazing. And the reason why she's so good with this update is her ultimate can now crit. And the ultimate gets stronger every time it's used. Also, if you grab this one here, when activated, ultimate now moves to target cell and immediately triggers 1 additional time. It means you get 4 casts of her ults instead of 3 casts, because right now you get 3 movements. With this, you technically get 4 movements. So, what ends up happening is that if you pair Bai Yi with Jelena, Bai Yi just runs around and kills everything. Her ultimate being able to crit with as much crit as she already has, and with as much crit damage that Jelena can provide, Bai Yi hits hard. I mean, really hard. So we have this mixture of Bai Yi becoming both like this support in the Umbra teams, where like you just want Bai Yi around because she makes all of your Umbra stronger. And also, if you pair her with Jelena, she can just nuke the entire field. So, Bai Yi lovers, like, she's not going to play any different. She's going to play exactly the same. She's just going to be good. There's no other way to say it. She's just going to be good. Okay, moving on to Summer. Summer, they have decided to make Summer a support unit, which is really intriguing. The things that I want to note here, she has some crit stuff going on. Like you can run her as like a crit-based drone damager thing if you want to. I don't think it's that important. I think the bigger thing that you should be looking at is Summer now buffs all allied summons on the field. All allied summons. All allied summons. All allied summons. And what that means is that Hypatia, 11, and some others, you could just throw Summer in there now. Especially with Eve. Like, Eve gets stronger with every summon on the field, and each one of Summer's drones counts as a summon. So you're really going to be able to stack up Eve's passives just by having Summer on the team. And Summer is good with other summon units. So summon, Summer, summon, summon, Summer, summon, summon, Summer. Summer is good with summons now. And it's just, if you have a person who summons things, just throw Summer on the field and she's just going to be able to contribute like really, really well. I mean, even like down here, for each drone on the battlefield, all allied summoners gain 5% increased normal attack damage. That might not sound like much, but you get like 6 drones on the field, and then you have Eve or Hypatia, and now they're, 11 or Hypatia. 11's hands are doing 30% more damage when they smack people around, and Hypatia, all of her damage is increased by 30%. This is actually a massive Hypatia buff. So, for those who are like, a little disappointed that Hypatia doesn't have the best supports in the world, Summer is the start of Hypatia getting a lot more support out there. But, again, I wouldn't really look at Summer as like the DPS carry. There's some like DPS carry options in here, like drones can do more damage, your crit chance goes up, you can like start critting all over the place. Like all this stuff is good, but I would largely just look at Summer as like buffing all of your other summons. So if you like the summon teams, Summer's a really good thing that you should be looking towards. She's really good. Okay, and last but not least, we have Etti. And they did the same thing with Etti that they did with Summer, where Etti is kind of moving more into a support role, where first of all, her ultimate is cheaper, which is good because her ultimate is terrible. It needs to be cheaper. There's no reason it should be that expensive, especially with like Blue running around having half of Etti's SP cost. It's insane. But the other thing that she does is that when she creates gems, you can now control what color the gem's always going to be, and the sinners immediately pick up that gem. So the gems, Etti's gems didn't really do anything, because they're just such a pain in the ass to work around. Like they're RNG, and even when you got the right RNG, you had to like go to that tile and wait a second or two, and it was awful. So what they're trying to do is that they're trying to make those gems more reliable. They're trying to make it so when you run out and grab one of these things, it's actually meaningful. And that's a good way to start making Etti more useful. And then you have like over here, you create more of these gems. So that's pretty good. But even though she has all of this gem stuff going on, I imagine that she's still not the greatest. She's not as strong as the other three. Like Nox, Bai Yi, and Summer are all great now. Etti's still not the best. And I think the better way to build Etti is going to be if you just go the full ultimate. You reduce the ultimate cost, you make it so you summon more Celestials, you make it so that you hit things harder. She gets a new ultimate, which can be useful. She kind of needs the help breaking cores, so I think it's pretty good. And then the Celestial damage multipliers increased by 60%. I think if you go like the full Etti uses her ultimate to do damage route, that she can be like a passable, or maybe even good. I don't know, I haven't played with it yet. But I think she is going to be like an actually decent option as like a burst mage. Which is good because Etti has spooked me on like every banner known to man. She's almost max shackles for me, which is insane to think about. She just keeps showing up when I don't want her. But yeah, there's two different ways to build her, like the support stone build, where you're just generating buffs for your team, and like you have your team run around and pick up the stones. Or you can build her the full ultimate route, where her ults are just going to be, hopefully, nuking bosses. Hopefully. But we'll see. And then we also have Hela, and Hela is still Hela. She's still a B rank. Okay, don't get too far ahead of yourself. Okay, like Summer, Bai Yi, and Nox are all like some of the best centers in the game now. Like I'm gonna have to update the tier list. New tier list video coming. Okay, expect a 2-hour long video in your subscription box soon. But while all the other centers got massively stronger, she's still a B rank. Okay, she's still B rank. And really, they just made her more fun to use. The big things here is that she has her auto attacks do more damage. She has a 40% chance to just naturally perform a double auto attack, not necessarily only during her ultimate. And that's a really good way to like make Hela useful on like a story friendly stage. You're not speedrunning with Hela. Okay, you're bringing her to story and you're having fun. But she's actually going to be able to do something passively. And the other thing is that you can either build Ella to do more damage during her ultimate or to stun things. So if you're like, hey, I want Hela to be tanky and like be like my pseudo Endura, then Hela can be your pseudo Endura, and like even if you have like this really scary target that Hela's tanking, you can turn the ultimate on and like stun them and give Hela a chance to heal herself, because Hela has phenomenal healing. And the other way you can do it is like, hey, I'm really disappointed by Hela's damage, and I kind of want like when the boss comes out, I kind of want Hela to just smack the boss around a little bit. You can do that too. She's not going to be phenomenal either way, right? Like, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Also, this ultimate, after using ultimate, Hela restores 14 energy. Hela's going to be using her ultimate all the time now. But don't get too far ahead of yourself. She's still a B rank, but she's now very much usable. She's not like a troll addition to any story stage or anything like that. She actually does have like some good use. She's just solid. Either build her like tanky with the stun chance, or build her aggressive with the scaling damage on her ultimate. But still a B rank. Nothing crazy to write home about. But it's Hela. I mean, come on, you gotta give Hela some love. And again, in the future, we have Stargazer, 11, Oak, Lamia, and Dolly buffs coming. I don't know anything about any of those characters. Translations or updates have not been given yet. Again, shout out to my boy Xwides. Xwides, great guy. His channel and stuff down in the description. Go check it out. And then I also want to show you guys, like, just in case you don't believe me that like these characters are meta, I want to show you guys quickly what Bai Yi is capable of. And I'm taking this from 3D Cat, another creator in the space. I'm also going to have a link to his channel in the description. Please check out him. 3D Cat does amazing CN showcases. The same thing that I do with my BFL showcases, 3D Cat does on the CN server with like maxed out centers. So if you want to see what like the strongest centers are capable of when they're at their strongest, go check out 3D Cat. He shows you like immediately when they are released in CN. You can like see a spoiler just how strong characters are going to be before they are released. But this is the new Ascension system, the new Reconstruct system. And this is specifically showcasing what Bai Yi can do with Jelena, but he also has Nox in here, and you can get a brief glimpse at what Nox does with her new ultimate. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is insane. I have to like pause play this a lot because he plays really fast. So what he's doing here is that he's just putting all of the buffs onto Bai Yi. Okay, he has the Jelena buff on. He gave Bai Yi a bunch of energy so she can cast her ultimate, and now he's going to put the LL buff on Bai Yi because LL buff does buff Bai Yi's damage now. Because again, Bai Yi, what Bai Yi is now relying on is her ultimate. So every time you move Bai Yi's going to do a chunk of damage, and that damage is going to crit. So you want ultimate damage from LL, and you want crit damage from Jelena. And the more ultimate damage and more crit damage that you can get, the more Bai Yi is just like swimming in buffs. And that's largely what's happening here. So he's just applying buffs, going crazy, gets that ultimate off. Now, one thing to note there is Bai Yi used to only have 3 charges of her ultimate every cast. But now, you get a 4th one when you activate the ult. So he's going to click on this ult, and you can see here, there's now this targeting system There's now this targeting thing. That is your free cast. You can't just click on the ability and like activate it and then move. You now like choose where you're gonna go because you get one free activation when you cast the ultimate. So he's going to use that over there, and he's just going to keep spamming all of his buffs. You can see that how easy it is to fill up Bai Yi's ultimate now. It used to be a real pain to get Bai Yi her 40 energy that she needed, but with LL and 1 energy, you're almost at max energy already, and you can just go back to crazy farming on your abilities. And you can just see Bai Yi just teleporting all over the place. I mean, that one crit, this is an elite that has not shown his cores yet, and he did have that elite's health. This is a tanky elite, and it did half his health. Just absurd how much damage Bai Yi can do, and how quickly she can do it. That's another thing that she wasn't able to do. She wasn't able to just dump all of her damage. She had to wait for a long time before her damage went through. Now, since it's attached to her ultimate, not her auto attacks, she can just go crazy. And you can see just how crazy. Oh my god, that's a 100k crit, 140 crit on the boss. Like, these are insane numbers. And like, just insta kill the spawn. You don't have to sit there and auto attack. You just do it. You just kill the thing. It's incredible. Incredible what Bai Yi's capable of now. Just shout out to 3D Cat again. His channel in description. He's over here rocking level 90 centers, so he's, you know, they're maxed out. This is what like fully invested characters look like. But Bai Yi ended up doing 88% of the damage here. Just Bai Yi not auto attacking once, doing 88% of the damage because she has LL and Jelena buffing her. Just actually insane how strong Bai Yi is now. She is just a crit bot all of a sudden. She always was a crit bot, but she had to do some weird stuff. And then I do want to go back and show off one thing. There was one point where Nox's ultimate got used. So take your eyes off of Bai Yi for a second and look at Nox. Okay. We saw it very briefly there. Oh, he plays so fast. He's so good at the game. Okay. I missed it again. One more time. Let's see if I can find it. Oh my god, it was so impossibly fast. Impossibly fast. Okay, there it is. Okay. So, we mentioned earlier that Nox has this new ultimate, and this is largely why she's going to be returning to the meta. She was always good, but she was always slow. It's just the way her ultimate worked. But now she has this new ultimate, and you can see that you can cast this ultimate even when Nox doesn't have energy. This works like an ECB ability, where you can just cast it whenever, once per battle. But it's a big nuke, and you're going to see 3D Cat use it here to like clear out the spawn up top. He doesn't want to use a Bai Yi charge on this spawn. He's saving that, so he's just like, oh, Nox can clear this spawn instead of wasting a Bai Yi charge. So he just goes ahead and he casts in that corner, and you can see all of these guys are just instantly dead. Like, Nox is raising the sword, and the sword like falls from heaven, and it deleted that entire spawn. Now, one thing to note about that ultimate that Nox casted there is it breaks 3 cores. 3D Cat didn't use it here because he's just going coreless. He's a Giga Chad. He doesn't need to break cores. But most players will be breaking cores, and Nox breaks 3 of them now for free. She just does it. She's just like, oh, 3 cores, yeah, here, let me break all 3 of them at once. It's incredible how good they are. Now, this is a very, very good way for Path to Nowhere to buff these older centers, and I am surprised that a gacha game is going back and buffing older centers. Usually they're just like, oh, your favorite center was power corrupt. Well, too bad. Like 11's weak now. She'll never see the light of day. Sorry, we're not going back to her. We're not revisiting. Path to Nowhere is actually looking to make all of their centers viable, and they're giving them 2 paths, trying to allow them some way to stay viable no matter what. Where Bai Yi, she can either work as a support in an Umbra team, or Bai Yi can work as like this crit ultimate powerhouse, where Summer can be this crit auto-attacking powerhouse, or she can be a support on summon teams, where Etti can be this support that's just handing out gems all the time, or you can build her to have this massive ultimate damage that's just popping off again and again and again. They're trying to make it so that these centers have two paths, so they're always staying viable, even if like the flavor of the month changes or something else happens. Like, these centers will hopefully stick around because they have both a damage path and a support path available to them. This is a really good system, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Please, again, check the, I can't shout them out enough. Please check the description for Xwides channel below. He does a lot of informative content. He does a lot of guide making, largely in Russian, so you kind of need a translation software to help you figure out what's going on. But he does a lot of guide work, and he posts his clears of most recent content. And then also, please check out 3D Cat. 3D Cat is a CN player who shows off what the strongest centers do at max investment, and it's a real pleasure to see just how good some of these centers can be. So I hope you guys are looking forward to these buffs. I am beyond excited. This is coming. Oh, by the way, in case I haven't said it, this is coming out in 3 weeks. This comes out with the next events. All of this at the same time comes out in the next event. So this is very soon that this is happening. Like, get ready to use your Nox, your Etti, your Bai Yi, and your Summer again, because it is right around the corner. And Bai Yi's in particular, she's getting her buffs right when Parfait is coming out, who is also an Umbra buffer. So Bai Yi is just like getting double slammed at the same time. Like, Bai Yi stocks through the roof, and Summer's good, especially if you like Apatia. Look into Summer. But again, to upgrade these centers, you do need to play the new game mode. You do need to earn these little marks, and you do need to spend those marks on the center. So you're not going to get all 4 of these upgrades all at the same time. You are going to need like a month or so to grind. I don't know exactly how fast you get these resources, because again, I haven't played it yet. But I know you get enough to at least get 1 S rank start at the very start. So, play with it. Think about what you want to do in your head. If you like Nox, if you like Etti, if you like Bai, you like Summer. Because I think you can only upgrade 1 of them on like day 1. But reoccurring game mode, it's going to be seasonal, and you're going to be able to earn these marks more and more, and you'll be able to upgrade these older centers who have sort of fallen out of favor of the meta. And even though we've only been announced these characters, the fact that they're doing a second run tells me that they're going to be doing this for a lot of other characters in the future. So I'm trying to think of like bad centers right now off the top of my head. Let me just open up another tab real quick on my other monitor. If you guys like, oh, that's a good one, Victoria. If you like Serpent, if you like Rahu, oh my god, if they give Rahu a reconstruction system, I would be over the moon. Kokolek, imagine Kokolek like having a proper attack speed setup again. Oh my god, there's just so many possibilities that Path Nowhere can do with this system, and I am so looking forward to some of these older centers being able to be usable again. Okay, that's just some of the news that's coming out in the next event, next month. We also have Jasmine, who is a phenomenal unit on the Bleed team, and Parfait, who is a phenomenal unit on the Umber team. So a lot of updates coming out next month, a lot of video. I'm going to be covering both the new centers. I'm going to be making showcases for at least Bai Yi. If I can fit in Nox and Summer, I will, but I'm not sure if I'll have the resources to do it. And then on top of all that, with these centers being buffed again, I am going to go back and I'm going to make another tier list video. So expect a massive, like 2-hour long video in your inbox soon, because it's going to take a while to talk about all the centers. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, check out Xwides, check out 3D Cat, amazing people. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace.